on that horse, 11-1. Hot Legs Lil 16s, Prince of Flight 40s, Dazzling 66-1. Anthony, are you roaming in the gloaming?
How do I respond to that, Richard? Yeah. Yeah. To be honest, I mean, don't let the lights deceive you. It is now dark here at Kempton Park, and we did just have a little incident in the paddock, Rachel, with, ironically, Roman and Gloamin was just getting a little hot under the collar, and he just made a group of owners scatter away quick as they could.
Yeah, it was just Hot Legs Lil got the leg up Holly Doyle, and she's just sort of stopped when they did that, and then Roman and Gloamin sort of ran into her backside and then decided to reverse faster than he went forward, and like birch scattering at Aintree, owners went everywhere. But everybody's okay, horses are back out on track, and some of the owners, while, as I said, might not have been good for their back, they had a good time, but that's what happens when you're on your phone in the paddock.
It definitely woke them up, that's for sure, ahead of this restricted novice. There in shot is one of the key contenders on the entire card, to be honest. As we were saying in the paddock, bar the high stakes, this is the star attraction on show, and he looks to make it 2 from 2. Bits to do what Popmaster did last year when winning this race, and what his half-brother Diligent Harry did when defying a penalty to win here.
Yeah, and he was really impressive on debut, and what I loved is he walked around the paddock with no sign of greenness, and when they took the rug off, he just got on his toes ever so slightly. But as we said, Clive Cox here, they took great pains to just be a little bit quiet. Adam got aboard near where the owners' champagne reception bar is by the owners and trainers, and went straight out. He's a bit keen going down to the start, but it is a 6-furlong race, and as long as Adam can get him back before they go really far behind the stalls, I'm not bothered by this at all. I vaguely remember him doing this on the way to the start. He's just exuberant on his debut run, and that run was very impressive. He was drawn in stall 9, and he had a really good burst of acceleration when asked. And as I said, what I really loved was he still looked a bit green when he got in front, and Adam just had to keep his mind up to his work because he was looking around. But these floodlights are new to horses. The form has worked out to an extent in the second. Watra has come out and been second again since, but I mean, it was the way he did it. It was the fact that, you know, he's the half-brother of Diligent Harry, who won his first 2 starts, including under a penalty, and then went on to be a little bit of a 3-year-old star in the all-weather, culminating on Good Friday at Lingfield before going on to, but without winning, becoming a little bit of a very nice turf sprinter of the latter half of the season. So I'm sure they're hoping that it continues to work, considering as about a month and a half ago Clive Cox signed the ticket for their half-brother yearling, so keeping it in the family, as it were.
9-2 on to defy a penalty. The conditions of the race, as you noted at the top of the programme, or at the top of our stay at Kempton Park this evening, that they do suit him as well, that he gives 5 to some and 7 to others.
Yeah, because he is, as Richard was explaining, he is a D horse, a Band D horse. He gets £2 from the Band C horses, the likes of Prince of Flight, Dazzling, etc. So his £7 penalty for winning last time out is only a £5 penalty for some of the horses. On the other hand, it's a bigger penalty for some of the fillies, so take it as you want. If he is in the same vein of form and runs this very similar race, and unless something steps up that's a bit unexpected, I mean, he should be able to do this, and it'd be just a bit of a how far, because if he shows the similar sort of quality that his brother did, they're not going to be looking at handicaps for a little bit.
Twilight Revenge just getting a little bit het up at the moment. We'll head shortly towards the stalls, although jockey now dismounts, so she's going to try and go in early without the jock.
Yeah, she's had a rope halter on in the paddock. She obviously has it on in the gate. That just gives the stall handlers and her handlers a little bit more control. For her on debut, another son of Twilight Sun. As we said, there's a lot of them running today. The Dam was a proper horse for Mark Usher. Swedish Revenge. She was a 7 times 5 and 6 furlong winning sprinter, including 5 times on the all-weather. She's dropped 2 winners, both 6 furlong all-weather winners for Mark Archer. So this is very much a family that Mark and the team know very well, and they'll have placed this, not necessarily to win today, but this is probably going to be his bag going forward.
11-2 on for the favourite at the moment, Harry 3, but I'll hear people screaming at the screen, these are 2-year-olds, anything could happen. What if the unthinkable doesn't happen, now 6-1 on, who would you be nailing your colours to the mast?
I'd be nailing my colours to the likes of Hot Legs Lil for Holly Doyle and Joe Tuitt. Finished 8th, outpaced, hung badly left, did a lot wrong over 5 furlongs at Bath on debut, but the step up in triple suit, the all-weather suit, that was an open race. This, barring the favourite, is a much lower level race today. And also Small Print, the daughter of Siuni, who finished 7th for Roger Tarleton, slow away, did a lot wrong before staying on and showing that she had a little bit of talent. She does have the noseband on again today. She does have a bit of a high head carriage, so hopefully they can sort that out.
There are some huge prices in here that, as you're seeing ticking along the screen, the likes of Sonny Brown, the likes of Mikuna. Just another day, you'd imagine, for these horses. They're going to find their level eventually. They've got a massive task ahead of them.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is a bit like last year. Potmaster came into this for Ed Walker and Lawrence Bellman with a high reputation off his previous win, and he went and did the business, and he turned into a nice turf handicapper the latter end of this season, and hopefully Harry 3 will follow up again today.
Harry 3 will be one of the last to load. You Go Girl will be the last. Let's get up to Mark.
In the gate. And they're off. One or two of these slow to begin, noticeably on the inside. Sonny Brown from stall 1 was very ponderous away. You Go Girl claims the rail and has the lead to Prince of Flight on that one's outside in second as they go into the turn. On the inside, Hot Legs Lil is now in a share of third, with Makuna making a 3-wide sweeping move around the outside, and racing between horses is Roman in Gloman. Unhurried is Harry 3, just held up off the speed. At the moment, he's been rated in about 7th place on the inside of Dazzling as they make the turn into the home straight. Small Print is next, and then Natural Impulse, who is racing alongside Twilight Revenge, and Sonny Brown is totally tailed off. They've got 2 furlongs to go, and You Go Girl has got the lead. You Go Girl is out in front, giving chase is Prince of Flight, and over on the far side, Hot Legs Lil, and now asked to challenge towards the far side rail is Harry 3. Inside the final furlong, You Go Girl still has the lead, battling on tenaciously, but Harry 3 now begins to really pick it up, and he goes on racing up towards the line. 2 Harry 3. Second came Roman and Glomin, and it was pretty close for third in the end between You Go Girl and Twilight Revenge, who got the idea of the racing game late but stayed on to effect.
Harry 3 then, 2 from 2 and defies the penalty, but if you took the short price, you can come out from behind the sofa. He's got the job done, but that was not easy, Rachel, partly because the door slammed shut right in his face. Adam Kirby's had to switch to the far side rail. Eventually, he's got the job done, and it continues his education. 8-1 on in the end.
Yeah, yeah, that was hard to watch stuff. Half of it was yelling at the television for various reasons, but I think that would be one where Adam Kirby thought he was absolute cantering because he's going to come to the cutaway. Now he's not moved at all. Going to go to the cutaway, go to the switch to the outside, doors slamming left, right, and center, and all of a sudden Adam actually has to go and ask the horse properly, goes up the far side rail, and has to go and win his race properly. I think he was impressive a couple of weeks ago. He's learned to be a racehorse today because it went wrong. He was really keen early. He was stuck in behind a wall of horses. I mean, this horse could be a whole lot. You can see he's breaking from stall 2 as Sonny Brown in stall 1 had the curse of the stall 1s on debut right there. And I don't think necessarily Adam wanted to be three lots back as You Go Girl went to the lead with the outsider Prince of Flight to her outside, and Adam gets shuffled back. You can see he's got quite a high head carriage here. I don't know if he's not facing up to the kickback, just a bit keen and green, and he's not settling the way you'd have wanted to see him settle.
Not at all. He's going to continue to pull hard even as they round the home turn. Even at this point, he's not consenting to settle. And as they get into the teeth of the race, though, he's travelling really powerfully. If the gap had come, then he, as you say, he probably wouldn't have had to have learned a lot more, but this is only going to benefit him going forward. He's, as you say, he's had to learn to be a racehorse today, and because adversity has slammed the door shut in his face, and at that point, if you took 8-1 on, you'd have been screaming at the TV. he's got the gears to get you out of trouble.
Yeah, he definitely does, and I mean he's very impressive, but also I would think one of the eye catchers here. I know it'll be in lower grades in the future, but the debutante Twilight Revenge and the Orange Silks following Harry 3
Massive
through.
run in fourth.
He did everything wrong. Absolutely everything. Rope halter because he's a bit quirky, everything. And he stayed on to really good effect once the penny sort of dropped, albeit a little bit late. He was the last of the main body of the field. As we said, Sonny Brown was detached from the start and just stayed on very strongly. Family that Mark Usher knows and has done very well with siblings, parents, and he went and won the gallop out. So Mom was prolific over 7, maybe in time 7 furlongs for him. But I mean, this is going to go down as a one-horse race. But obviously, Twilight Revenge would be the other one to take out of it, and also Roman and Gloman, considering the pre-race antics. He was traveling really well, and he tipped to the outside and did the best of the rest into second, and You Go Girl finishing a solid third, having set the early pace. Got a better draw this time, but a lot less keen and didn't have to duel as much. They'll find a race for her. She's quite a small filly. Potentially a filly's restricted race might find her a little bit easier of a contest compared to, well, the boys who finished 1 and 2.
I think that's spot on. I think that'll definitely be the case for You Go Girl, who's improved from start 1 to 2, having made a really pleasing debut at Chelmsford from the widest draw of all that day. But there is the winner. 2 from 2 now, Harry 3. Clive Cox is in attendance. Adam Kirby. Well, Richard, I imagine it'll be more sighs of relief in one way than delight, but delight eventually will come, and he looks a really promising type going forward.
Yeah, Harry 3, as you've heard, makes it 2 out of 2. Both at Kempton over 6 furlongs, and did just have to knuckle down when briefly short of room 1 to 8. The show we gave you was 1 to 4, so was literally a one-horse market in that.